Pywi Polinton, the unmistakable voice behind OPM band Jeremiah, has died at 47 after suffering a stroke. The news landed first as a terse announcement from his bandmates and then unfurled across social media and community circles, where fans, collaborators, and venue organizers responded with shock and grief. For more than 2 decades, Pywi's voice threaded through small concert halls, late-night radio rotations, and private playlists. Now those same listeners are tracing his phrases and lyrics again, seeking the consolation and meaning that his songs once offered in quieter moments. Born and raised in a province where music and family life intertwined, Pywi's early years in church choirs and community performances shaped both his musical instincts and his sense of responsibility to the people who raised him. He carried that communal spirit into Jeremiah, a band that built its reputation on approachable melodies and open, narrative songwriting. From the start, the group cultivated a sound that foregrounded human detail, domestic images, small moral reckonings, and the kinds of intimate admissions that made songs feel less like entertainment and more like conversation. Across Jeremiah's releases, Pywi's voice functioned as the band's compass, steady, emotionally calibrated, and singular in phrasing. Jeremiah's catalog reads as a study in restraint and clarity. Early records favored acoustic guitars, piano motifs, and minimal percussion that left space for Pywi's lines to breathe. Later work folded in delicate synth textures and layered guitars but always returned to an aesthetic that privileged lyric and vocal intimacy. Standout tracks from across their discography reveal a consistent creative method, verses pared down to concrete imagery that set a scene, a chorus that widened the feeling into a communal hook, and a bridge that offered some small, human revelation. Pywi's talent was not simply in hitting notes but in shaping the narrative arc of a song through microchoices, timing a syllable just after the beat, softening a vowel to invite closeness, or letting silence hang long enough that listeners leaned in. What made Pywi unique was the conversational quality of his singing. Rather than delivering lines as declarations, he often phrased them like asides, confessions offered over a kitchen table, admissions that acknowledged both vulnerability and accountability. That approach gave his work an immediacy that resonated with listeners who found in Jeremiah's songs a language for ordinary feelings. Technically, his voice balanced warmth with a slight grain that lent emotional texture. Dynamically, he moved easily between near-whispered intimacy and a fuller, more urgent projection without losing tonal identity. Live, those qualities translated into performances that felt participatory. He had a habit of lowering the mic at emotional peaks so audiences could complete a line, or pausing to allow collective breath, turning concerts into communal rituals rather than mere recitals. Live highlights punctuate remembrances from collaborators and fans. Acoustic sessions revealed Pywi's ability to distill songs to their core, voice and guitar alone, where the narrative clarity and emotional arcs became stark and affecting. In larger festival settings, he demonstrated the opposite skill, expanding emotional gestures to carry over crowds while still preserving the conversational phrasing that made a chorus feel like a shared sentence. Peers recount small on-stage improvisations, bending a melody here, stretching a phrase there, that turned familiar songs into living, evolving encounters. Offstage, musicians remember his generosity, offering guidance to younger vocalists, staying late at rehearsals to help tighten arrangements, and insisting that credit be shared among collaborators. Personal stories collected in the wake of his death emphasize the relational side of Pywi's career. Bandmates describe a creative anchor who shaped arrangements and kept the band's work focused and humane. Producers recall late-night writing sessions where Pywi's lyrical instincts steered a song out of sentimental cliché and into specificity. Fans recount the ways particular lines helped them through grief, heartbreak, or nights of loneliness, testimonies that transform songs into durable companions for private struggles. Promoters and venue owners speak of a professional who treated staff with respect, who valued the small ecosystems that sustain live music, and who returned favors by showing up for fellow artists in benefit gigs and community events. Tributes have come swiftly and steadily, fellow musicians posting short remembrances, radio DJs replaying signature tracks with reflective introductions, and grassroots memorials organized by local promoters. Online, hashtags and playlists have proliferated as listeners share the Jeremiah songs that mattered most to them. On the ground, some venues have scheduled donation-based memorial nights where musicians perform Jeremiah songs and fans gather to sing and share memories. These gatherings mirror the intimacy of Pywee's work, small, local, and rooted in communal care. The industry impact of his passing is both immediate and layered. Jeremiah's role in keeping neighborhood stages active and providing reliable programming for small venues is widely acknowledged. Pywee's mentorship of younger acts and his encouragement of songwriting craft have left a measurable imprint on a generation of performers who emerged in the same scenes. Culturally, his style, direct, unpretentious, and conversational, has become one model among contemporary OPM artists who prize emotional clarity over vocal fireworks. For many, Pywee's death prompts not only mourning but renewed listening and reappraisal, a closer attention to phrasing, lyric detail, and the small production choices that made the band's records feel like private letters. Looking forward, Pywee's legacy will live through recordings, covers, and the small institutional acts that communities sometimes create in the wake of a beloved artist's death. His songs will continue to circulate on streaming platforms and personal playlists. Bootlegs and live recordings will be revisited as documents of performances that often contained unique moments of shared feeling, and the mentorship he offered may be formalized in scholarships, workshops, or benefit concerts organized in his name. Importantly, his legacy is not solely musical. It is relational, a pattern of generosity and presence that those he worked with and loved say they will carry forward. The grief over Pywi Polintan's passing is immediate and personal for many, and it is expressed in forms that echo his work: songs played quietly in living rooms, communal singing at small memorials, and stories passed between friends about courtroom side-stage conversations or a line of lyric that arrived at exactly the right time. In the midst of sorrow, fans and colleagues are collecting the details of a life that mattered for its craft and its care, an artist whose voice invited companionship, whose stage practice prioritized connection, and whose offstage behavior modeled the small attentions that let a community flourish. As memorials and tributes unfold, those who loved his music will find him continuing to speak through the lines he shaped, the phrases he taught others to sing, and the gestures of mentorship and kindness he left behind. Pywi Polintan's voice made songs feel like conversations. His music, performances, and mentorship will keep his spirit alive.